Hi guys, what's up? Let's take a look into the storage levels a little bit more. Last time was more about how I go about optimizing my 3D graphics, and I gave a small preview of some of the new stuff for the storage levels. So I've been working on the materials here to make them a little bit more grungy because these elements have been there for a long time. Uh, Pretty much run by humans for most of the time. When after a while, years later, everything was switched to being run by the droids through the government efforts. And to illustrate that this is a kind of older type of facility, and it was used by humans, and to distinguish it from the other levels, I added a few more colors here, like the orange is far more prominent, because that was basically the color of also the, and is still the color of the droids that are tasked with delivering food and other supplies to the people living in their apartments and condos and everything. So that is the first real difference to the other levels. Then I worked on making everything look a lot more metallic, because this is a purely functional kind of environment. And so we have a lot more faded out paint. We have almost sheer metal, steel and other metals on the walls here. We obviously have the typical droid platforms that give them the electricity and everything they need, and help them to navigate around. And then we have the old platforms that were used by humans. These I will here I will add a lot more like dirt and dust that has settled over the years. And then we have the entrance that we already know from the industrial areas, the industrial facilities, in a slightly different form, and with obviously the colors of our storage facilities. We have different lighting elements, these big ones to give a more general light, and these also look a little bit more old school than the stuff that you see, for instance, in the laboratory environments. These are set up in a way that I can literally change their orientation from time to time if I need it in a level, to change the lighting in parts of other levels, even though they're all the same elements. And whoopsie, that was a little bit fast. And I can also like move entire elements up and down. The way that these holders here are designed are that they have elements that illustrate that these holders here can move up and down. So these are adjustable to where they are needed in any part of the level, and make them look more functional. Then we have the huge gates and the areas where we have the storage facilities. These are extendable. This is just this is a smaller area, or I would say medium area. The small ones are only one element deep, and these can be extended so that you can really see how vast these storage facilities really are when you're running through the level with your with the character. So other light elements and other colors, yeah, these yellow ones here, they're a bit too bright right now. I also want to work a little bit more on the flares here. I think they're a little bit too prominent, but the coloring is actually quite important to distinguish these levels from others. Also, they make them again look a little bit more old school, and they give important hints to the player later on in the game when the actual level design is happening. What else has happened? I worked a little bit on the droid still, because when you design the levels, you want them to look good in every level without them having to change. So I gave them a lot more reflectivity and a lot more metallic look. Rah rah rah. Thinking about what you're saying first can help. Obviously, they have light elements on them depending on which class they belong to. This one, yeah, there's something happened with the animation setup there. That is not good, but I will. That is easy to fix. I already know what went wrong there. And yeah, so I'm getting there. These elements are getting a lot better. We have the rail system here. This is where a kind of more old school transport robot, not droid, they cannot move by themselves, they just move along these rails, will transport smaller supply crates and stuff like that into other parts, or from other parts into other parts of the facility, and you can see them moving around in the level, and sometimes they can be very dangerous for our player by crashing into him or electrocuting him and things like that. This one I'm not, the form and everything is great, I'm happy with that, but the textures I still need to roughen up a little bit. They look much too new and too clean, but that is a simple thing to change, and then they will disappear in these hallways, and there will be actual gates that close behind them so that you can see them disappear in and out of these facilities, and they will give the level a much more believable functionality, and you get the feeling that you actually are in a facility that is doing some work. There will be other elements like that, where they like refill machinery for containers, like the containers that we have over here, or the liquid containers that we have in here. No, not in here. Where's the liquid container? Yeah, there's one. So we have these containers with liquid in them. So you will see how these get refilled, and these then will provide like soft drinks, water, tea, whatever the population needs. The metallic look of the actual wall plates I really like. In some cases, like here, the normal mapping and the specularity is still a little bit high. I will change that soon. And then we have, last but not least, another light element that I will also set up soon, which will help to illuminate smaller areas. We have the more roundish, more old school looking floodlights at the top here that will sit underneath the other platforms and cast light down below. Yeah, and that is pretty much it for now. Still constant progress. As I said, a little bit slower than what I had hoped for because of my other duties during the day, but we're definitely getting there, and I'm so far quite happy with how everything looks. That will always be pretty much the same because they're based on the same technology, and of course they need to be recognizable by the players in the game, and so that you don't have to guess whether you're standing in front of a console or something different that maybe doesn't have anything that you can work with. You will explore, and you will find new elements that you can use during the level, so you have to explore a little bit. But in general, you as a player will always recognize that there are certain things that might be interactive for the player, and you can use to change the level, solve puzzles, deactivate droids or machinery, and reach the goal of your mission. Okay, I hope you like this. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button. It helps me to get the word out about this game. And yeah, see you next week with a new video with hopefully far more exciting content. Cheers, guys. Have a good start into the week, and see you next time.